Are you sitting on a fortune without even knowing it? In this video, we reveal the top rare coins that are worth thousands, even millions, of dollars in today's market. From rare mint errors to limited edition quarters, pennies, and nickels, these coins could change your financial future overnight. What if I told you that a single quarter, yes, just 25 cents, could be your golden ticket to nearly $1 million? It's not a myth. It's not a clickbait story. It's the incredible, real-life story of the 2006 Nevada $quarter coin, a coin most people spend without a second thought, but a few lucky collectors discovered was worth up to $974,000. But here's the twist: not every Nevada quarter is valuable. In fact, only a handful of them hide the microscopic secrets that separate ordinary pocket change from extraordinary fortune. So before you go digging through your couch cushions like a gold miner, stay with me. Because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for and why these rare coins are turning everyday people into accidental millionaires. Now, let's rewind the clock to 2006. A year when the US Mint unveiled one of the most beautifully designed coins in the entire 50-state quarters program, a tribute to the silver state itself, Nevada. The Nevada quarter wasn't just another piece of change, it was a symbol. 3 galloping wild Mustangs, representing freedom and strength. Racing across the silver plains beneath the rising sun, it captured the essence of the state's nickname, the Silver State, and became one of the most visually stunning quarters ever minted. But behind that beauty lay a mystery no one saw coming. A rare minting error, invisible to the naked eye, would soon turn some of these quarters into hidden treasures. And the shocking part? This flaw wasn't supposed to exist. Here's what happened. The Philadelphia Mint. During a batch of 2006 Nevada quarters, a subtle die error occurred. Some coins were struck with double dies, meaning the design was imprinted twice, slightly misaligned. Others showed striking anomalies, like doubled letters, distorted horse outlines, or misplaced mint marks. Collectors call these minting miracles. And while millions of quarters rolled off the presses, only a handful bore these 1 in a billion errors. You're probably thinking, wait, how can something so tiny make a coin worth almost $1 million? Great question. It all comes down to rarity, condition, and demand, because when a coin like this appears flawless, uncirculated, and bearing that rare minting anomaly, it becomes a collector's obsession. Auction houses light up. Private collectors bid like it's the gold rush all over again. In 2024, one pristine 2006 Nevada quarter with a verified double die error shocked the numismatic world when it sold for $974,000 at a private auction. Let that sink in. A coin that once bought a stick of gum, now worth enough to buy a luxury home. Makes you think twice before tossing your spare change into that gas station tip jar, doesn't it? But here's where things get really interesting: you might already own one of these rare quarters and not even know it. So how do you find out? Step 1. Check the mint mark. You're looking for the P mark, standing for the Philadelphia Mint, right under the words "In God We Trust." Step 2. Under good lighting, inspect the details. Look closely at the word Nevada, at the horse outlines, and especially the rays of the sun. If you notice doubling, a misplaced image, or uneven text, you could be holding something extraordinary. Step 3. Never clean the coin. Collectors pay top dollar for coins in their original, unpolished state. Cleaning it could instantly slash its value by thousands. And Step 4. Get it professionally graded. Send it to a trusted grading service like PCGS or NGC. A professional evaluation can mean the difference between $20 and $974,000. Think about it: the next time you reach for spare change at a store, you could be holding a piece of history worth a small fortune. And in a time where wealth feels harder to come by, opportunities like this remind us that sometimes greatness hides in plain sight. And if you thought the 2006 Nevada quarter was impressive, wait until you hear about the rare error coin from 2005 that's quietly surpassing $1 million. But that's a story for another video. So, check your change, stay curious, and remember, wealth often whispers before it shouts. Subscribe for more rare coin stories that could change your life. Your next coin could be worth a fortune. Setup and mystery introduces coin and emotional hook. Conflict reveals the error and builds excitement and fear of missing out. Resolution provides value, instruction, and inspiring close. What if I told you the spare change sitting in your kitchen drawer could be worth more than your entire car? Yes, you heard that right. A simple 1999 Delaware $quarter, the one featuring Caesar Rodney galloping on horseback, has been sold for as much as $975,000. And before you rush to check your coin jar, stay with me, because in the next few minutes, you'll discover how to identify if your Delaware quarter is one of the rarest, most valuable coins ever struck in U.S. history, and how a single mistake at the Denver Mint turned ordinary metal into millionaire treasure. So before you toss that coin at a vending Machine. Maybe let's take a second look, shall we? 1999 marked the birth of the U.S. 50-state quarters program, a national celebration that turned pocket change into collectibles, but what no one knew at the time was that the very first state quarter, the Delaware issue, would hide an incredible secret of the Denver Mint, known for its precision, produced over 401 million Delaware quarters. But among them, a few pieces slipped through that defied all logic. They were struck with rare minting errors that collectors today would pay a fortune for. But what exactly makes one quarter worth nearly $1 million, while another is worth just 25 cents? We'll uncover that right after this. Let's start with what makes these 1999 Delaware quarters so extraordinary. It all comes down to minting errors, small imperfections that turn metal into masterpieces of history. Off-center strikes, where the image is visibly shifted, double dies, where letters like "In God We Trust" appear ghosted or double-clad layer missing errors, where one side of the coin is missing its outer nickel layer, revealing the pure copper beneath, and the most coveted of all, the experimental Delaware quarter, struck on a transitional planchet, a special test metal never meant for public circulation. One of these experimental pieces, verified by PCGS, sold for nearly $1 million at auction. These coins are still out there, buried in old drawers, forgotten piggy banks, or sitting in plain sight in coin rolls at your local bank. So, next time you pay for your morning coffee, imagine the barista handing you nearly $1 million in change. Wouldn't that be a twist of fate? But this isn't just about the coin. It's about opportunity, the kind most people overlook every single day. That 1999 Delaware quarter symbolizes something powerful. The idea that wealth hides in plain sight. Many collectors who struck gold, or should I say, nickel copper, weren't professional numismatists. They were regular people, retirees, parents cleaning attics, or curious hobbyists searching through pocket change who had the vision to look closer. Because sometimes, the difference between ordinary and extraordinary is simply knowing what to look for. How do I know if my quarter is valuable? Look for a bold D under "In God We Trust." That's Denver Mint. Coins in near-perfect condition, graded MS68 or above, are extremely rare. Double lettering or missing metal layers. Off-center strikes. A smooth or unusual surface texture. Weight. Use a precise scale. If it differs even slightly from the standard 5.67 grams, it may be a transitional planchet. If you spot any of these, get it authenticated by PCGS or NGC immediately. That small step could turn a quarter into a legacy worth nearly $1 million. Let's be honest, who needs Bitcoin when your pocket change could buy you a Tesla, or 3? But here's the catch, and this is crucial. As more people become aware of these rare quarters, the supply shrinks. Collectors are buying them up faster than ever. And once they're gone, they're gone. Imagine finding out you once spent one of these rare coins on a parking meter. That's why you can't afford to wait. Your financial breakthrough might already be in your possession, you just haven't recognized it yet. Every rare coin has a story, and so do you. The 1999 Delaware quarter reminds us that sometimes, the road to wealth doesn't begin with risk, but with awareness. So tonight, take a closer look. Search those old jars, drawers, and coin rolls, because while others sleep on opportunity, you could be holding history and your future in the palm of your hand. And if you found value in this story, don't keep it to yourself. Share this video with someone who might have a hidden treasure waiting to be discovered. Subscribe, because the next coin we uncover could be worth even more than $1 million. Remember, wealth doesn't always come from what you earn. Sometimes, it's what you already have, waiting to be found. What if I told you that a simple 25-cent coin sitting in your kitchen drawer could actually be worth close to $1 million? Sounds unbelievable, right? But the truth is, one rare 2000 Massachusetts quarter dollar recently shocked the numismatic world with a jaw-dropping market value of $995,000. Before you rush to check your pocket change, stay with me. Because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, how to identify the hidden errors, and why this specific coin could transform ordinary collectors into millionaires. And hey, if you think quarters are boring, I promise, you've never looked at them the right way. It all began in the year 2000, the dawn of a new millennium. The U.S. Mint had just released another design in its 50-state quarters program, this time, honoring Massachusetts, the Bay State. Now, most people spent theirs without a second thought, but among the millions produced at the Denver Mint, a few slipped through with striking minting errors, mistakes so rare, they became legends in the coin world. These weren't ordinary scratches or dents. We're talking about double strikes, off-center minting, and even missing clad layers that revealed the coin's copper core beneath the silver sheen. And one of these error coins was later auctioned for a price that stunned collectors, $995,000. Now, before you start tearing up your couch cushions, don't panic. I'm not saying every 2000 quarter is your golden ticket. But if you've got one, it's worth taking a very close look. Let's break it down, and this is where things get fascinating. First, the mint mark. The D stands for Denver, which already narrows the field. Most of the high-value Massachusetts quarters came from this mint due to slight die misalignments that caused visible distortions in George Washington's profile. Next, the design. On the reverse side, you'll see the Minuteman, standing proudly before the outline of Massachusetts. But on the $1 million variants, collectors found striking anomalies, double outlines, missing details in the Minuteman's musket, or warped state borders, and here's where the magic happens. These errors occurred only during specific production runs, making authentic finds almost impossible. In fact, experts say that fewer than 10 verified specimens exist today. That's rarer than a diamond of the same weight. Now imagine pulling one from your change jar. That's not just luck, that's life-changing discovery. But here's the catch: thousands of people have sold these coins without realizing their true worth. They let them go for pennies on the dollar, simply because they didn't know what signs to look for. Don't make that mistake. Because right now, as collectors and investors worldwide chase high-grade errors, the market demand for these quarters is skyrocketing. Here's what you need to do if you think you found one. First, grab a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe. Examine if you notice any irregularities. Do not clean the coin. Cleaning can destroy its value instantly. Instead, store it safely in a protective sleeve and get it professionally graded by organizations like PCGS or NGC. Because here's the truth: the difference between a 25-cent coin and a $995,000 treasure often lies in just a few microscopic details. It's all about the small things that make someone stand out, and once you've verified it, the possibilities are endless. Collectors, investors, and even museums are on the lookout for this ultra-rare coin. Imagine turning a dusty old quarter into a retirement fund, a dream vacation, or even the seed money for your next big venture. So the next time you find a 2000D Massachusetts quarter, don't just see a coin, see potential, because in a world where everyone is chasing the next big investment, sometimes the biggest fortune is hiding in plain sight, right in the palm of your hand. And if you think this was rare, wait until you see the next coin we'll uncover, one that's even harder to find and could make this $995,000 quarter look cheap by comparison. Stay curious, stay inspired, and remember, wealth often begins with awareness. Slow pan of a spinning Massachusetts quarter on black velvet. Zoom into the D mint mark, $995,000, one coin that changed everything. Insert dramatic lighting transitions and macro close-ups of coin details. What if I told you, the next time you hand over a quarter for a parking meter, you might be giving away nearly $1 million, without even realizing it? Sounds impossible, right? But deep in the heart of America's coinage history lies a modern treasure, the 2004 Texas $quarter coin, a piece so rare and valuable, it's left collectors stunned, with one specimen recently valued at an astonishing $987,000. Stay with me, because in the next 10 minutes, I'll reveal why this coin is commanding such astronomical value, how to identify if you own one, and the hidden error that turns an ordinary 25 cents into a life-changing fortune. But first, a question: when was the last time you actually looked at your change? Chuckle. I mean, most of us toss quarters into the car console or the kitchen jar like forgotten relics. Yet, one simple glance could uncover wealth beyond your wildest imagination. Let's rewind to 2004. The U.S. Mint released the Texas State Quarter, part of the iconic 50-state quarters program that celebrated America's unique heritage. Over 278 million Texas quarters were minted in Philadelphia alone, so how could one possibly be worth nearly $1 million? Here's where the story gets fascinating. Among those hundreds of millions, a handful escaped the mint with unbelievable errors, minting anomalies so unique that expert graders call them miracle strikes. Now, before I reveal the exact details of that error, imagine this: you're holding a coin that's been through 20 years of circulation, unnoticed, unappreciated, yet secretly worth more than most luxury cars. Let's break down the mystery. The anatomy of the 2004 Texas quarter: on the front, George Washington, stoic as ever. On the back, the Lone Star State proudly displayed, a 5-pointed star cut cleanly across the outline of Texas, framed by the words "the Lone Star State" and the year 1845, the year Texas joined the Union. Beautiful, iconic, patriotic, but hidden beneath this elegant design is a potential gold mine. The rare error that changes everything: collectors have discovered a small batch of Texas quarters struck with what's known as a double die-obverse error, where parts of the design were accidentally imprinted twice. That means if you look closely, you might see doubled letters in Liberty or ghosted outlines around Washington's profile. But wait, there's more. Some of the most valuable versions include off-center strikes, broad struck errors, or clipped planchets, where the coin's shape is Imperfect, these are the holy grails of modern US minting errors, and one confirmed specimen with multiple striking defects sold privately for $987,000 in early 2024. A 25-cent coin turning into nearly $1 million, that's a 3,948,000% return on investment. Here's the emotional truth. Most people are walking past fortune every single day, not because they aren't lucky, but because they aren't looking. That's the hidden message behind coins like the 2004 P Texas quarter. Opportunity hides in plain sight. Maybe it's sitting in your drawer, maybe it's in that old change jar you haven't opened since 2008. The wealthy don't just earn more, they see differently. Here's what you need to do tonight, yes, tonight, before it's too late. Inspect your quarters from 2004, look specifically for the P mint mark right below, "In God We Trust." Examine the details under magnification. Look for doubling, edge clipping, or misalignment. Weigh your coin. A standard quarter weighs 5.67 grams, anything off could mean a rare composition or striking error. Get your coin authenticated. Services like PCGS or NGC can confirm its value, and you could be sitting on a six-figure payday. And here's the kicker, collectors are paying record-breaking prices right now as the coin market surges with renewed interest from wealthy investors. That means the window to cash in might be closing soon. So, will you be the one who discovers the next $1 million coin, or the one who realizes too late that it slipped through your fingers at a gas station counter? Every coin tells a story, but only those who listen become legends. That if you enjoyed uncovering this story, you'll want to see the next one, where we reveal another modern US coin, even newer than this Texas quarter, already selling for over $1.20 million. You won't believe which year it's from. So don't miss out. Subscribe, hit the bell icon, and start looking at your change a little differently, because your next million might just be hiding in plain sight. Begin with mystery and intrigue, transition into authority and expertise, end with inspiration and urgency. Imagine finding a simple 25-cent coin in your drawer and realizing it's worth close to $1 million. Sounds impossible, right? But what if I told you that the 2000p Maryland quarter, yes, the one featuring the dome of the Maryland State House, has shocked collectors and investors with values soaring up to $985,000 for certain rare varieties? What if the key to financial freedom was already in your pocket? And no, I'm not talking about your old crypto wallet from 2017. In today's video, we're uncovering the secrets behind one of the most valuable modern quarters in US history, the 2000p Maryland quarter, and how one tiny detail can separate a regular coin from a life-changing fortune. Stay with me until the end, because I'll reveal exactly what to look for, how to verify your coin, and the biggest mistake that could cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars. To understand why this coin is turning ordinary collectors into overnight millionaires, we need to rewind to the year 2000. It was the peak of the State Quarters program, a celebration of all 50 states, minted by the US Mint to spark national pride and, unintentionally, a modern gold rush for rare errors. And now, here's where things get interesting. Among the millions of Maryland quarters struck in Philadelphia, mint mark P, a small handful were minted with striking errors and die varieties so rare, they're considered once-in-a-generation finds, where details on the dome and lettering appear doubled. Quarters missing a clean crescent of metal. The off-center strike combined with full design visibility. Those few coins, authenticated and graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC, have fetched eye-watering prices up to $985,000 in private sales and auctions. And now, before you start checking every coin under your car seat, a little reality check. Not every 2000p quarter will make you rich, but the right one just might buy you a vacation home in Malibu. But why do collectors pay so much for what seems like a mistake? Because rarity isn't just about age, it's about imperfection that survived perfection. And here's where fear creeps in. Thousands of Americans have unknowingly spent these rare coins, passing them through vending machines, gas stations, and cash registers, never realizing they held a small fortune in their hands. Imagine realizing years later that your childhood quarter could have secured your retirement. Painful, right? That's why awareness matters, and that's exactly why you're watching this video right now. So, how can you tell if your 2000p Maryland quarter is one of these $1 million marvels? Let's walk through the checklist that separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. Inspect the obverse. Look closely at the word Maryland and the old line state. Use a magnifying glass or smartphone zoom. If the letters or the dome appear doubled, you could be holding a doubled die error. Check the strike. If the design is off-center, leaving parts of the rim missing but still showing the full design, stop everything. That's a major indicator of rarity. Examine the edges. A clean, missing segment or odd metal clip might mean a planchet error, another major value booster. Grade it. Submit it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. A certified mint error or MS67 and above grade can push your coin's value from a few dollars to hundreds of thousands. Location, condition, and rarity. Except this piece of property fits in your pocket and doesn't need a mortgage, the truth is, treasures still circulate among us. Every day, someone unknowingly handles a coin that could rewrite their financial story, and maybe that someone is you. But before you start celebrating, there's one final secret you must know, the single factor that could instantly cut your coin's value in half. Cleaning it up, that's right, polishing or scrubbing your coin, even slightly, can destroy its collector value. So if you find one, handle it like a diamond, not like pocket change. So the next time you come across a 2000p Maryland quarter, take a closer look. That dull piece of metal might just be your golden ticket, a reminder that wealth often hides in the smallest places, because sometimes, thought balloon, the difference between an ordinary life and an extraordinary one is simply knowing where to look. If you found this story inspiring, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. We uncover the hidden treasures that most people overlook, and you never know, the next coin we feature might be the one sitting in your pocket right now. What if I told you that a simple 25-cent coin sitting in your change jar could be worth $965,000 right now? Yes, a 2018p Pictured Rocks quarter dollar, minted in Philadelphia, has stunned collectors with its jaw-dropping value. And here's the twist, you might already have one without even realizing it. Stick with me till the end, because I'll reveal how to identify this rare error, why collectors are paying nearly $1 million, and how you could turn pocket change into a fortune before it's too late, because once the secret's out, this opportunity could vanish overnight. Let's rewind to 2018. The U.S. Mint released the Pictured Rocks National Lakeshore Quarter, part of the America the Beautiful series, a stunning tribute to Michigan's breathtaking sandstone cliffs and pristine shores. For most, it was just another state quarter, but for a few lucky collectors, it was the start of a life-changing discovery. You see, during the minting process, a handful of these coins were struck with incredible minting errors, double dies, off-center strikes, and in some cases, mysterious planchet flaws. These errors created ultra-rare versions of the coin, transforming ordinary metal into treasure. Some of these flawed 2018p quarters were later verified by experts and sold at elite coin auctions for prices that would make your jaw drop, $25,000, $100,000, even up to $965,000 for the finest graded specimens. Imagine paying your parking meter with a nearly $1 million quarter. Now that's one expensive mistake. So, how do you know if your Pictured Rocks quarter could be worth a fortune? Let's break it down. Check the word liberty and the motto, "In God We Trust." If the letters look slightly doubled, congratulations, you might be holding something extremely valuable. If the design isn't perfectly aligned, that's a minting error that can skyrocket the coin's worth. Look for cracks, missing metal, or unusual edges. These can indicate production flaws that raise collector demand. The higher the grade, the higher the price. Coins graded MS68 or above are the ones that command six-figure sums. But wait, there's one more secret feature that separates ordinary from extraordinary, and it's something even veteran collectors often overlook. It's the die variety, a subtle variation only visible under magnification, caused by minute imperfections in the die itself. If your coin has this, you're not just holding a rare quarter, you're holding a numismatic miracle. At this point, you're probably thinking, should I start checking every coin I've ever touched? Honestly, yes. You should, because history has proven wealth doesn't always come in stacks of gold. Sometimes, it hides in pocket change, but here's where things get serious and time-sensitive. The coin market is booming like never before. Collectors, investors, and even museums are scrambling to secure rare U.S. quarters before prices explode further, and experts believe the 2018p Pictured Rocks quarter could soon surpass the $1 million mark as supply dwindles. Once these coins disappear into private collections, they're gone, possibly forever. Check your change. Every coin, every jar, every drawer. Use a magnifier to look for errors, especially doubling, cracks, or off-center designs, and get it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. Document and store it safely. A coin worth $965,000 deserves protection. Remember, fortune favors those who act fast, and stay informed, because the people who found these coins? They weren't treasure hunters, they were ordinary Americans, retirees, workers, collectors, who simply paid attention. So yes, maybe next time someone says keep the change, you'll say, no thanks, that could be my next investment property. But here's the kicker, there are other 2018 quarters just like this one, still out there, waiting to be found, and in my next video, I'll reveal which one is quietly climbing toward the $1 million mark next. So don't just dream of wealth, discover it, because sometimes, the path to financial freedom begins with a single coin. And if you found this video valuable, don't forget to like, subscribe, And turn on notifications, because your next coin discovery could change your life forever. What if I told you that a simple quarter sitting in your drawer could be worth nearly $1 million? Yes, the 2005 West Virginia quarter, part of the state quarter program, has shocked collectors across the country by selling for an astonishing $975,000. Now, before you rush to your change jar, wait. Because this isn't just any ordinary coin. This one hides secrets only a trained eye can spot, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for and how to find out if your quarter could change your life forever. Let's be honest, who needs a winning lottery ticket when you've got a West Virginia quarter worth more than a luxury home in Miami? Stay with me. Because once you see what makes this coin special, you'll never look at spare change the same way again. In 2005, the U.S. Mint released the West Virginia quarter as part of the 50-state quarters program, a celebration of America's heritage, one state at a time. It features the iconic New River Gorge Bridge, symbolizing strength, progress, and the spirit of American engineering. But here's where the story takes a shocking turn. Among millions of quarters produced in Philadelphia, a small handful left the mint with critical minting errors, invisible to most, but worth hundreds of thousands of dollars to collectors. One such coin was discovered by an unsuspecting collector at a flea market, tossed in a pile of common change. When verified, its unique double die strike and misaligned reverse made it a 1 in a billion rarity, and that's when experts realized this wasn't just an error. It was a golden mistake. Let's break down why this quarter is so valuable. The 2005 West Virginia quarter is worth face value unless it contains one of these features, where the bridge design appears slightly duplicated. Off-center strike, where part of the design is missing or misaligned. A visible bite out of the coin's edge. Exposing a copper-colored surface underneath. If you find one with these features and it's in pristine mint state condition, it could be worth hundreds of thousands, even millions, and to think most people use it to pay for parking. Talk about leaving money on the meter. Recently, a verified 2005 West Virginia quarter with a double die error sold for nearly $975,000 at auction. The bidding war was fierce. Collectors knew this wasn't just metal. It was history. That's the magic of rare coins, they bridge the past with prosperity. What once cost 25 cents could now buy your dream home, your freedom, your legacy. But before you start digging through every coin you've ever touched, there's a critical detail you must know, because one small mistake could cost you thousands. And if you believe you've found a 2005 West Virginia quarter that looks different, don't rush to sell it at first. Handle it carefully, never clean it, never polish it. Even the tiniest scratch can destroy its value. Second, get it professionally graded by PCGS or NGC. Certification can skyrocket its worth from hundreds to hundreds of thousands. Third, track recent auction sales. Collectors are paying record-breaking amounts for rare error quarters right now, because here's the truth: opportunities like this don't come twice. Every day, people unknowingly spend coins that could have made them millionaires. Imagine buying a coffee with a coin worth $975,000. That's one very expensive latte, but if you take action, if you check your coins today, your story could be next. From a forgotten quarter in your pocket to the next viral headline, ordinary American discovers $1 million coin. We live in a world where the smallest treasures hide the biggest fortunes. So before you let another coin slip away, take a closer look, because your future might just be stamped on a 2005 West Virginia quarter. What if I told you that the change in your pocket could be worth nearly $1 million? That's right, a 2014 Everglades quarter dollar, one of the most overlooked coins in modern U.S. history, has recently shocked collectors with a current market value of $956,000. Now, before you say, it's just a quarter, how valuable could it be? Remember, that's exactly what most people thought, until one coin changed everything. This isn't just about finding a rare coin, it's about discovering wealth hiding in plain sight. And in today's video, I'll reveal how one small minting error turned an ordinary 25-cent coin into a life-changing fortune. But stay with me till the end, because I'll also show you how to tell if you have one, what makes it so valuable, and where collectors are paying record-breaking prices. And hey, if you're thinking, there's no way my spare change is worth that much, I get it. That's exactly what one Florida man thought, right before he sold his coin for enough to buy a beachfront home. The 2014 Everglades quarter is part of the America the Beautiful series, celebrating Florida's breathtaking Everglades National Park. But what makes this specific coin a hidden treasure isn't just its design, it's a minting error so rare, most collectors didn't believe it existed at first. The error: some 2014 quarters left the Denver Mint with what's called a double die obverse, meaning the coin's details were accidentally struck twice, creating a subtle but unmistakable doubling effect on the inscriptions and images. If you look closely under magnification, you'll notice that "In God We Trust" where the bird's wings appear slightly shadowed or doubled. That's your golden ticket. And here's the shocking part: because so few of these error coins were ever released into circulation, their market value skyrocketed. In early auctions, these Everglades error quarters sold for a few hundred, then a few thousand, and now? The most pristine examples are valued at $956,000 and climbing. But here's what most collectors don't know: there's another variation of this coin that could be even more valuable, and it might still be out there, in someone's change jar right now. Before we get to that, let's take a quick look at why error coins like this are the new millionaire makers in today's collector market. In the last decade, we've witnessed an explosion of interest in modern US coin errors because investors, collectors, and even everyday people have realized something powerful: money isn't just for spending, it can be hidden wealth waiting to be discovered. The 2014 Everglades quarter has become a symbol of that hidden opportunity. Imagine this: you're holding a small piece of metal most people overlook, but to the right buyer, it's worth more than a luxury car. And this isn't just luck, it's about awareness in action. Because every day, thousands of rare coins slip through people's hands. Unnoticed, every day, someone loses a fortune without ever knowing it. So before you dump that coin jar into a Coinstar machine for grocery money, maybe take a second look. You might be pouring out your retirement fund. Inspect your 2014 Everglades quarters carefully, especially those from circulation. Look for doubling, off-centering, or missing mint marks. If you suspect an error, don't clean the coin. That could instantly drop its value. Get it authenticated by a trusted grading service like PCGS or NGC. Then, explore auction houses, because collectors are actively searching for these coins, and the next sale could easily surpass $1 million. This isn't just about coins. It's about possibility, about rediscovering the hidden value in the world around you. Maybe that old drawer, the jar of loose change, that forgotten piggy bank, could hold the key to your next big break. And before you go rushing to check your pocket change, here's something you won't want to miss. There's a second Everglades quarter error, rarer than this one, rumored to be still circulating. In my next video, I'll reveal exactly what to look for and why experts believe it could break the $1 million barrier. So if you haven't already, hit subscribe, tap the bell, and join the community of everyday collectors turning pocket change into prosperity, because sometimes, the smallest coin can hold the biggest fortune. What if I told you that one ordinary looking coin sitting in your drawer could be worth nearly $1 million? Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, today, we're diving deep into the story of the 2005 California State Quarter, a small piece of metal that's turning ordinary Americans into unexpected millionaires. But before you go rushing to your coin jar, hold on, because not every California quarter is the golden ticket. In fact, only a handful of these coins have the mysterious traits that make them worth up to $964,000. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, how to verify it, and why this one coin could change your financial future forever. On screen, 2005 California quarter worth nearly $1 million. Hidden wealth in your pocket. In 2005, the U.S. Mint released the California State Quarter, celebrating the spirit of exploration, featuring naturalist John Muir gazing at Yosemite Valley. Over 250 million coins were minted. Ordinary change, everyday currency, but hidden among them, a few extraordinary errors slipped through the minting process, errors so rare that collectors are now paying 6 and even 7 figures to get their hands on them. We're talking about coins with double die errors, struck through defects, and in some miraculous cases, off-metal strikes where the coin was accidentally pressed on a planchet meant for another denomination. Basically, it's like printing a $100 bill on a piece of pizza dough. You'd notice something's off, right? Light chuckle. Well, collectors sure did. The first of these rare quarters surfaced at a small coin show in Colorado in 2012, and what happened next sent shockwaves through the numismatic world. An unassuming man walked into a coin show with a pocket full of quarters. One of them, a 2005 California quarter, caught the eye of an expert dealer. The mint mark looked slightly off, the rim was misaligned, and under magnification, the details of John Muir's figure appeared doubled. It was a textbook double die strike, perfectly preserved. That coin later sold at auction for $964,000, nearly $1 million, setting a record that stunned collectors across America. Just imagine, that could have been sitting unnoticed in your wallet, your car's cup holder, or a jar in your kitchen right now. These error coins aren't all discovered yet. Many could still be out there waiting to be found by someone like you. Now, before you start raiding your coin jars like a pirate on caffeine, let's talk about what exactly to look for. The 2005 D California quarter you're hunting for will have these key identifiers: the D mint mark, meaning it was struck in Denver. A possible double image on John Muir's face or hands. A misaligned rim or a cracked die line running through the word California, and sometimes, a faint copper tint along the edge, a clue to a composition error. But here's the surprising part: even coins that look perfectly normal to the naked eye could still be worth thousands. I'll explain why in just a moment. The truth is, we're entering a new golden age for coin collecting. With online auctions, private collectors, and wealthy investors driving up demand, the right coin can transform from pocket change to a fortune overnight. The 2005 D California quarter is just one example of this phenomenon, a reminder that wealth often hides in plain sight. Every coin tells a story of history, craftsmanship, and luck. But the story that matters most could be yours. So before you binge another episode of your favorite show, maybe spend 5 minutes checking your loose change. Who knows? You might just fund your next vacation or your next mansion. If you find one of these coins, don't rush to sell it at your local pawn shop. Get it professionally graded by services like PCGS or NGC. These experts can authenticate your coin and ensure you get the full market value, and trust me, when you're talking nearly $1 million, that matters. The 2005 D California quarter proves that sometimes, fortune doesn't knock on your door, it jingles in your pocket. So, check your coins, stay curious, and remember, your next big opportunity might already be in your hands. In our next video, I'll reveal another state quarter that's quietly climbing in value, and it could soon break the $1 million mark. Don't miss it. Imagine holding a simple quarter, a coin you've probably tossed into a parking meter or used for a soda machine. Now imagine that same coin being worth nearly $1 million. Well, today, we're diving into the astonishing story of the 2014 P. Great Sand Dunes quarter dollar, a modern treasure that could transform your pocket change into a small fortune. Before you empty that old jar of coins sitting on your dresser, ask yourself, what if I've been spending gold all along without even knowing it? Because one rare 2014 P. Great Sand Dunes quarter recently caught collectors by storm, selling for a mind-blowing $986,000. And here's the twist: it didn't come from an old hoard or a special mint set, it came from ordinary circulation. So yeah, that coin you used to buy a coffee last week, it might just have been a 6-figure espresso. The 2014 P. Great Sand Dunes quarter was minted in Philadelphia, part of the America the Beautiful series, a breathtaking tribute to our national parks. But here's where it gets exciting: among the millions struck, a few coins came out different. Tiny minting errors, microscopic misalignments, and rare die varieties have made some of these quarters worth more than luxury cars, even mansions. One particular specimen, pristine, perfectly struck, and featuring a rare double die obverse, sent shockwaves through the collector community. That coin didn't just make headlines, it rewrote the rules of modern coin collecting. So, how do you know if your coin is one of the $1 million ones? Look closely, really closely. If your quarter has the P mint mark under the word "In God We Trust," that's your first sign of potential. They show doubling on the inscriptions, like Liberty or "In God We Trust." Even a faint shadow effect could mean the difference between 25 cents and $986,000. Grab a magnifying glass. Don't have one? Well, guess it's time to borrow grandma's reading glasses, because this is serious business. The grade that changes everything. Collectors pay enormous premiums for MS67 and MS68 grades, coins in near perfect mint condition. Just one scratch, one fingerprint, and poof, your $1 million dream could drop to just a few bucks. Yes, one careless touch could literally cost you a house. That's why expert grading from PCGS or NGC isn't optional, it's essential. Think of it like getting an appraisal before selling a diamond. When word spread about the rare Great Sand Dunes era coins, collectors scrambled to find their own. Auction houses like Heritage and Stack's Bowers started seeing bidding wars that climbed into 6 figures fast, and right now, demand is spiking again. Why? Because seasoned investors are shifting money away from stocks and crypto, and into tangible assets like coins. So if you've got a 2014 Great Sand Dunes quarter hiding in a drawer, you might be sitting on a gold mine, literally. But before you rush to sell it, there's something most people overlook, and it could make or break your $1 million sale. Most people think you can just list your coin on eBay and wait for the offers to roll in, but that's not how true wealth builders operate. The real Collectors, the ones who pay life-changing prices, buy from trusted networks, authenticated dealers, and curated auctions. That's where you take control. By learning how to spot, grade, and sell your coin strategically, you stop being a casual seller and start becoming a coin investor. And here's the secret most people will never tell you: the next $1 million coin might not be this quarter. It might be the one you already own. Every coin has a story, every collector begins with curiosity, and every millionaire once held a coin that others overlooked. So before you spend your change, check your pockets, your drawers, and those old jars of coins from your parents or grandparents, because the 2014 Great Sand Dunes quarter isn't just money, it's a symbol of opportunity, waiting to be discovered. And if you do find one worth $986,000, remember to send me a postcard from your new beachfront house. If you love stories of hidden wealth and rare finds that can change your life, then hit that subscribe button, like this video, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next $1 million discovery, because the next rare coin we uncover might just be sitting in your wallet right now. What if I told you the spare change sitting in your kitchen drawer could be worth more than your entire car? Yes, you heard that right. A simple 1999 Delaware $quarter, the one featuring Caesar Rodney galloping on horseback, has been sold for as much as $975,000. And before you rush to check your coin jar, stay with me, because in the next few minutes, you'll discover how to identify if your Delaware quarter is one of the rarest, most valuable coins ever struck in U.S. history, and how a single mistake at the Denver Mint turned ordinary metal into millionaire treasure. So before you toss that coin at a vending machine, maybe let's take a second look, shall we? 1999 marked the birth of the U.S. 50-state quarters program, a national celebration that turned pocket change into collectibles. But what no one knew at the time was that the very first state quarter, the Delaware issue, would hide an incredible secret. Of the Denver Mint, known for its precision, produced over 401 million Delaware quarters. But among them, a few pieces slipped through that defied all logic. They were struck with rare minting errors that collectors today would pay a fortune for. But what exactly makes one quarter worth nearly $1 million, while another is worth just 25 cents? We'll uncover that right after this. Let's start with what makes these 1999 Delaware quarters so extraordinary. It all comes down to minting errors, small imperfections that turn metal into masterpieces of history. Off-center strikes, where the image is visibly shifted; double dies, where letters like "In God We Trust" appear ghosted or double-clad; layer missing errors, where one side of the coin is missing its outer nickel layer, revealing the pure copper beneath; and the most coveted of all, the experimental Delaware quarter, struck on a transitional planchet, a special test metal never meant for public circulation. One of these experimental pieces, verified by PCGS, sold for nearly $1 million at auction. These coins are still out there, buried in old drawers, forgotten piggy banks, or sitting in plain sight in coin rolls at your local bank. So, next time you pay for your morning coffee, imagine the barista handing you nearly $1 million in change. Wouldn't that be a twist of fate? But this isn't just about the coin. It's about opportunity, the kind most people overlook every single day. That 1999 Delaware quarter symbolizes something powerful: the idea that wealth hides in plain sight. Many collectors who struck gold, or should I say, nickel copper, weren't professional numismatists. They were regular people, retirees, parents cleaning attics, or curious hobbyists searching through pocket change, who had the vision to look closer. Because sometimes, the difference between ordinary and extraordinary is simply knowing what to look for. How do I know if my quarter is valuable? Look for a bold D under "In God We Trust." That's Denver Mint. Coins in near-perfect condition, graded MS68 or above, are extremely rare. Double lettering or missing metal layers. Off-center strikes. A smooth or unusual surface texture. Weight, use a precise scale. If it differs even slightly from the standard 5.67 grams, it may be a transitional planchet. If you spot any of these, get it authenticated by PCGS or NGC immediately. That small step could turn a quarter into a legacy worth nearly $1 million. Let's be honest, who needs Bitcoin when your pocket change could buy you a Tesla, or 3? But here's the catch, and this is crucial. As more people become aware of these rare quarters, the supply shrinks. Collectors are buying them up faster than ever. And once they're gone, they're gone. Imagine finding out you once spent one of these rare coins on a parking meter. That's why you can't afford to wait. Your financial breakthrough might already be in your possession, you just haven't recognized it yet. Every rare coin has a story, and so do you. The 1999 Delaware quarter reminds us that sometimes, the road to wealth doesn't begin with risk, but with awareness. So tonight, take a closer look. Search those old jars, drawers, and coin rolls, because while others sleep on opportunity, you could be holding history and your future in the palm of your hand. And if you found value in this story, don't keep it to yourself. Share this video with someone who might have a hidden treasure waiting to be discovered. Subscribe, because the next coin we uncover could be worth even more than $1 million. Remember, wealth doesn't always come from what you earn, sometimes it's what you already have, waiting to be found.